Chapter 1, The New Kid. Silverwood, a small, secluded town nestled deep within the Whispering Pines forest, was known for its picturesque landscapes and age-old legends. The town seemed to be suspended in time, with its cobblestone streets, Victorian-era houses, and the ever-present scent of pine in the air. Silverwood High School, the heart of the community, was a blend of old-world charm and modern facilities, where students navigated the usual ups and downs of teenage life, all while the whispers of werewolves and other creatures filled the air. Lily Thompson, a senior at Silverwood High, was an ordinary girl with an extraordinary curiosity. With her auburn hair, sparkling green eyes, and a penchant for getting lost in books, she often felt out of place among her peers. She excelled in her studies, was a member of the school's debate team, and had a close-knit group of friends. Despite her achievements, Lily longed for something more, something that would break the monotony of her life. As the first day of senior year began, Silverwood High buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Gossip about summer vacations, new teachers, and the annual fall dance filled the hallways. Amidst this chaos, the arrival of a new student created an even bigger stir. Ethan Blackwood entered the school with an air of mystery. He was tall, with a lean, muscular build, dark, tousled hair that seemed to defy gravity, and piercing blue eyes that held a world of secrets. His presence was magnetic, drawing the attention of everyone around him. Whispers followed him as he walked through the halls, students speculating about who he was and where he came from. Lily first noticed Ethan in her English class. He took a seat at the back of the room, his eyes scanning the classroom with a detached interest. Miss Harper, the English teacher, introduced him briefly, but Ethan's enigmatic smile and calm demeanor left many questions unanswered. As the class progressed, Lily found herself glancing back at him, intrigued by the new arrival. During lunch, Lily sat with her friends, Emma and Jack, in their usual spot under the large oak tree in the school courtyard. The conversation quickly turned to Ethan. "Did you see the new guy?" Emma asked, her eyes wide with excitement. "He's gorgeous and mysterious. I heard he's from some big city." Jack rolled his eyes. "Great, another pretty boy to steal all the attention. I bet he's not even that interesting." Lily laughed, shaking her head. "You two are impossible. He's just a new student. Maybe we should give him a chance before jumping to conclusions." As the days went by, Ethan remained a topic of fascination. He was quiet, polite, and always seemed to be observing rather than participating. Despite his aloofness, he excelled in academics and sports, further adding to his mystique. One rainy afternoon, Lily found herself in the school library, searching for a book on ancient myths for her history project. As she scanned the shelves, she noticed Ethan sitting at a table, engrossed in a thick, leather-bound book. Summoning her courage, she approached him. "Hi, Ethan Wright," she began, her voice slightly shaky. "I'm Lily. I noticed you're reading about ancient myths. Are you working on the history project too?" Ethan looked up, his blue eyes meeting hers. For a moment, Lily felt like he could see right through her, but then he smiled warmly. "Hi Lily. Yes, I am. I find these myths fascinating. They often hold more truth than people realize." Lily's curiosity piqued. "Really? I always thought they were just stories." Ethan's smile widened. "Sometimes stories are the best way to convey truths that are too complex to understand otherwise." From that day on, Lily and Ethan began spending more time together, initially out of necessity for their project but soon out of genuine interest in each other. They delved deep into ancient myths and legends, often staying late in the library, surrounded by stacks of dusty old books. Ethan's knowledge seemed boundless. He spoke of myths with an intensity and familiarity that captivated Lily. One afternoon, as they sat by the large window overlooking the courtyard, a heavy rain drumming against the glass, Ethan told Lily a story about a mythical creature that lived in the forest surrounding their town. "Did you know," Ethan began, his voice low and conspiratorial, that Silverwood was once home to a pack of wolves believed to be guardians of an ancient secret. The legend says they could transform into humans to protect their territory and the people they loved. Lily leaned in, her eyes wide with curiosity. I've heard bits and pieces, but never like that. Do you think there's any truth to it? Ethan's eyes glinted mysteriously. Every legend has a kernel of truth, Lily. Sometimes, you just have to look a little deeper. As they continued their research, Ethan would often disappear for hours, only to return with more obscure texts and strange, old maps that seemed to pinpoint hidden locations in the forest. Lily couldn't help but notice how his eyes seemed to glow in the dim light of the library, or how he always seemed to know when she was in trouble, appearing out of nowhere to help her. One evening, after a particularly intense study session, they decided to take a break and walk through the town. The streets were quiet, the shops closed, and the sky painted with the colors of the setting sun. They wandered into the Whispering Pines forest, the canopy above casting long shadows. Ethan, there's something about you, Lily said, breaking the comfortable silence. It's like you know more than you're letting on. And sometimes, you seem different. Ethan stopped walking and turned to face her. His expression was serious, his eyes reflecting a depth of emotion that startled Lily. There's a lot about me you don't know, Lily. Things I'm not ready to share. But I promise you, I'm not here to hurt you. Lily's heart raced. She wanted to ask more, to understand the enigma that was Ethan Blackwood. But before she could speak, a sudden rustling in the bushes nearby startled them both. Ethan's posture became tense, his eyes scanning the darkness. We should head back, he said, his voice tight with urgency. As they walked back to town, Lily couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary was hidden just beneath the surface of her everyday life. She felt a strange, exhilarating sense of anticipation, as if she were on the brink of discovering something that would change everything. Little did she know, her life was about to change in ways she could never have imagined. The shadows of Silverwood held secrets, and Ethan Blackwood was at the heart of them. Chapter 2, The Encounter. Silverwood High's annual Fall Festival was approaching, a cherished tradition that brought the entire town together. The festival, with its lively music, vibrant decorations, and tantalizing aromas of food, was the highlight of the year. This year, it seemed even more special with Ethan's arrival and the growing bond between him and Lily. Lily was busy helping her friends with the decorations when she noticed Ethan standing by the edge of the crowd, observing the festivities with a distant look in his eyes. She excused herself and walked over to him, her heart fluttering with excitement. Hey Ethan! Enjoying the festival? She asked, trying to sound casual. Ethan turned to her, a small smile playing on his lips. It's different from what I'm used to, but I like it. It's quaint. Lily laughed. Quaint is a good word for it. Come on, I'll show you around. As they wandered through the festival, Lily pointed out her favorite booths and introduced Ethan to some of the townspeople. He was polite and charming, but Lily could sense that his mind was elsewhere. They eventually found themselves at the edge of the festival grounds, near the entrance to the Whispering Pines forest. Do you ever feel like there's something more out there? Ethan asked, his gaze fixed on the dark, imposing trees. Lily nodded. All the time. This town, it's full of mysteries. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the verge of discovering something incredible. Ethan looked at her, his blue eyes intense. What if I told you that some of those mysteries are very real, and very close? Before Lily could respond, a loud crash echoed from the woods. They both turned to see a shadowy figure darting between the trees. Without thinking, Ethan grabbed Lily's hand and pulled her towards the forest. Stay close to me, he whispered, his voice barely audible over the pounding of her heart. They ventured deeper into the woods, the festival's lights and sounds fading behind them. The forest was eerily quiet, the only sounds were their footsteps and the rustling of leaves. Suddenly, the figure appeared again, and this time Lily got a better look. It was a large menacing wolf, its eyes glowing an unnatural red. "Ethan, what is that?" Lily's voice trembled with fear. Ethan's grip tightened on her hand. "It's one of the rogue wolves. They've been causing trouble lately. We need to get out of here." But the wolf had other plans. It lunged at them, teeth bared and claws extended. Ethan pushed Lily behind him and transformed before her eyes. His body grew taller and more muscular, his clothes ripping as thick, dark fur sprouted. His eyes glowed the same eerie blue, but his face was unmistakably that of a wolf. Lily watched in stunned silence as Ethan, now fully transformed, fought the rogue wolf. The battle was fierce, with snarls and growls filling the air. Ethan's strength and speed were unmatched, and he quickly overpowered the rogue, driving it away. When the danger had passed, Ethan turned back to Lily, his eyes filled with concern. "Are you okay?" Lily nodded, her mind reeling from what she had just witnessed. "Ethan, you're a werewolf." Ethan sighed, his expression somber. "Yes, I am. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I didn't want to scare you." Lily took a deep breath, trying to process everything. "Why didn't you tell me? Why now?" Ethan looked away, his voice filled with regret. "Because I didn't want to involve you in this. But it seems I don't have a choice anymore. The rogue wolves are becoming more aggressive, and I need your help to stop them." Lily's fear slowly gave way to determination. "What can I do?" Ethan smiled, a mixture of relief and admiration in his eyes. "Just be yourself, Lily. You're stronger than you know, and together, we can face whatever comes our way." As they walked back to the festival, hand in hand, Lily couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and fear. Her life was no longer ordinary, and the boy she had fallen for was anything but normal. But despite the dangers ahead, she knew that with Ethan by her side, she was ready for whatever the future held. Chapter 3, The Revelation. The revelation of Ethan's true nature had shaken Lily to her core. She spent the next few days in a daze, replaying the encounter in the forest over and over in her mind. Ethan had promised to explain everything, but they needed a place away from prying eyes. They decided to meet at an old abandoned cabin deep in the Whispering Pines forest, a place where they could talk without interruption. The cabin, with its weathered wood and broken windows, stood as a relic of the past, hidden from the world. As Lily approached, she felt a mixture of fear and anticipation. Ethan was already there, waiting for her on the porch. His expression was a mix of worry and hope. "Lily, thank you for coming," Ethan said, his voice gentle. Lily nodded, her heart pounding. "I need to understand, Ethan. All of it." Ethan took a deep breath and gestured for her to sit beside him. "It's a long story, but I'll start from the beginning. My family has been part of a lineage of werewolves for centuries, protectors of ancient secrets and guardians of this land. The rogue wolves you saw, led by Marcus, are outcasts who seek to disrupt the balance and seize power." Lily listened intently, her mind absorbing every word. "So, your family, they're all werewolves?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, and we've dedicated our lives to keeping the peace. But Marcus has a vendetta against us. He believes that by defeating us, he can control the power that lies hidden in Silverwood." "What power?" Lily asked, her curiosity piqued. Ethan's eyes darkened. "There's a legend of an ancient artifact, a source of immense power, hidden somewhere in these woods. Marcus thinks it will make him invincible. My family's duty is to protect it and ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands." Lily's mind raced with questions. "And what about me? Why did you say you needed my help?" Ethan hesitated, then took her hand. "Because you're not just an ordinary girl, Lily. You have a connection to this place, a heritage that ties you to the ancient guardians. I sensed it the moment I met you." Lily's eyes widened in disbelief. "But I'm just me. How can I be connected to all of this?" Ethan smiled gently. Sometimes, the most extraordinary things are hidden in the most ordinary places. Your abilities may be dormant, but they are there. And with training, you can help us fight against Marcus and protect Silverwood. As they spoke, a sudden noise from inside the cabin made them both turn. Standing in the doorway was a woman with striking silver hair and piercing green eyes. She exuded an aura of authority and wisdom. "Ethan, who is this?" the woman asked, her voice firm. "This is Lily, mother," Ethan replied. "She's the one I told you about." The woman, Ethan's mother, scrutinized Lily for a moment before nodding. "I'm Eleanor Blackwood. If Ethan trusts you, then so do I. Welcome, Lily." Eleanor led them inside the cabin, where a fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow. The interior was surprisingly well kept, filled with old books, maps, and ancient artifacts. It was clear this was more than just an abandoned cabin, it was a sanctuary, a place of knowledge and strategy. As they sat around the fire, Eleanor explained more about the history of the werewolves and the artifact they protected. She spoke of ancient battles, alliances, and the ever-present threat of those who sought to misuse the power. "We are running out of time," Eleanor said gravely. "Marcus grows bolder with each passing day. We need to unite and prepare for the final confrontation. Lily, your presence here is no coincidence. You have a role to play, and we will help you discover your abilities." Lily felt a surge of determination. She had always longed for adventure, and now it was thrust upon her. She looked at Ethan, who gave her an encouraging smile, and then back at Eleanor. "I'm ready to learn," Lily said with resolve. "Whatever it takes, I'll help you protect Silverwood." Eleanor nodded approvingly. "Very well. The training will be difficult, but I believe in you. Together, we will face the darkness and emerge victorious." As the night wore on, they discussed strategies and prepared for the challenges ahead. Lily felt a newfound sense of purpose, knowing that her life would never be the same. She was no longer just an ordinary girl, she was part of something much greater, a legacy that would shape the future of Silverwood. The bond between Lily and Ethan grew stronger, and as they stood side by side, they knew that together, they could face any danger. The shadows of the past loomed large, but with courage and determination, they were ready to step into the light. Chapter 4: The Ancient Legacy. The next morning, Lily woke up with a sense of determination and curiosity. She had spent the night in the cabin, surrounded by ancient tomes and maps. The stories and legends Eleanor had shared with her were still fresh in her mind, and she was eager to learn more about the mysterious artifact and her own heritage. Eleanor and Ethan were already up, preparing breakfast in the cabin's modest kitchen. The aroma of freshly baked bread and herbal tea filled the air, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. As Lily joined them, Eleanor handed her a steaming cup of tea and motioned for her to sit by the fire. "Today, we delve into the past," Eleanor began, her eyes reflecting the flames. "The artifact we protect is known as the Heart of the Moon. It's a gem of immense power, said to be a gift from the moon goddess to the first guardians of Silverwood. It grants its bearer the strength and wisdom to lead, but in the wrong hands, it can bring untold destruction." Lily sipped her tea, listening intently. "How did it come to be here?" Eleanor leaned back in her chair, her gaze distant. "Centuries ago, our ancestors were chosen by the moon goddess to protect the Heart of the Moon. They were granted the ability to transform into wolves, powerful creatures that could safeguard the artifact and the land. Over time, the Guardians formed a pact, passing down their responsibilities through generations." Ethan joined in, his voice calm and steady. "The artifact was hidden in a secret location within the forest, protected by powerful enchantments. Only the true Guardians can find it, and even then, it requires great wisdom and strength to wield its power." Lily's curiosity deepened. "And my connection to all this?" Eleanor smiled gently. "Your lineage, Lily, is tied to the original Guardians. Your ancestors were among the first to be chosen. The abilities you possess are dormant, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Meeting Ethan and becoming involved in this struggle has begun to stir them. Lily's eyes widened in surprise. So, my family, we've always been part of this. Eleanor nodded. Yes. Your great-grandmother was one of the most powerful guardians. She played a crucial role in sealing the artifact's location when dark forces threatened to claim it. Your family moved away to protect you and keep you safe, but the bond remains. As they spoke, Eleanor retrieved an old, leather-bound book from a nearby shelf. She opened it to reveal a detailed family tree, tracing Lily's ancestry back to the first guardians. The pages were filled with notes, drawings, and stories of bravery and sacrifice. Lily felt a surge of pride and responsibility. What do I need to do? Eleanor closed the book and placed it gently on the table. First, you need to undergo training to awaken and control your abilities. It won't be easy, but with Ethan and me by your side, you will succeed. Once you're ready, we will locate the heart of the moon and ensure it remains protected. Ethan placed a reassuring hand on Lily's shoulder. We believe in you, Lily. You're stronger than you know, and together, we can face any challenge. Lily took a deep breath, her resolve solidifying. I'm ready. Let's begin the training. The rest of the day was spent in intense preparation. Eleanor guided Lily through ancient rituals and exercises designed to unlock her latent abilities. They practiced meditation, focusing on connecting with the natural world and the energies within it. Ethan helped her with physical training, teaching her how to harness her strength and agility. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the forest, Lily felt a shift within her. She could sense the power coursing through her veins, a connection to something ancient and profound. The bond between her and Ethan grew stronger, their shared purpose drawing them closer. That night, as they sat around the fire, Eleanor shared one final story. There is a prophecy, passed down through generations. It speaks of a time when the Guardians will face their greatest challenge, and a new leader will emerge. One who embodies the spirit of the moon and the strength of the wolf. I believe that time is now, and that leader is you, Lily. Lily felt a mixture of fear and excitement. The weight of the responsibility was immense, but she knew she wasn't alone. With Ethan, Eleanor, and the legacy of her ancestors behind her, she was ready to embrace her destiny. As the flames flickered and the night deepened, Lily made a silent vow to protect the heart of the moon and uphold the legacy of the Guardians. The journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but she was determined to face it head-on, guided by the light of the moon and the strength within her. Chapter 5: The Awakening. The following days were some of the most challenging of Lily's life. The training was rigorous, testing her physical, mental, and emotional limits. Eleanor was a strict but compassionate teacher, guiding Lily through each step with patience and wisdom. Ethan was always by her side, offering support and encouragement, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Lily's mornings began at dawn with physical training in the forest. She and Ethan would run through the dense woods, navigating the uneven terrain and leaping over fallen logs. At first, Lily struggled to keep up, her muscles aching and her breath coming in ragged gasps. Ethan was patient, slowing his pace and offering words of encouragement. "You're doing great, Lily," he said one morning, as they paused to catch their breath. "Just keep pushing. You'll get stronger every day." Lily appreciated his support but couldn't help feeling frustrated by her limitations. "I just wish I could keep up with you." Ethan smiled, his eyes warm. "You will, in time. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about giving your best and never giving up." As the days passed, Lily's stamina improved. She began to feel a new sense of strength and agility, her body responding to the training. She could run faster, jump higher, and her reflexes became sharper. But there were still moments of doubt and exhaustion, times when she wondered if she was truly cut out for this. One evening, after a particularly grueling session, Lily collapsed on the forest floor, tears of frustration streaming down her face. Ethan knelt beside her, his expression filled with concern. "It's too hard," Lily whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "What if I can't do it?" Ethan gently wiped away her tears. "It's okay to feel like this, Lily. You're pushing yourself beyond your limits, and that's incredibly brave. But remember, you're not alone. We're in this together." Lily took a deep breath, drawing strength from Ethan's words. "Thank you, Ethan. I won't give up." In addition to the physical training, Eleanor guided Lily through mental exercises designed to unlock her latent abilities. They spent hours meditating, focusing on connecting with the natural world and the energies within it. These sessions were often the most challenging for Lily, as they required intense concentration and patience. One afternoon, as they sat in the quiet of the cabin, Eleanor handed Lily a small, smooth stone. "This stone is a conduit for energy. Hold it in your hand and focus on feeling its presence. Clear your mind of distractions and let the energy flow through you." Lily closed her eyes, holding the stone tightly. At first, she felt nothing, her mind a jumble of thoughts and worries. But slowly, she began to relax, her breathing becoming steady and deep. She felt a faint warmth emanating from the stone, a gentle pulse of energy that grew stronger with each passing moment. "Good," Eleanor said softly. "Now, visualize that energy flowing through you, connecting with the world around you." Lily's mind filled with images of the forest, the trees, and the creatures that inhabited it. She felt a profound sense of connection, as if she were part of something much larger. The sensation was both exhilarating and overwhelming, and she struggled to maintain her focus. "Stay with it, Lily," Eleanor encouraged. "You're doing well." Lily's concentration wavered, but she forced herself to stay present. The energy flowed through her, filling her with a sense of peace and power. When she finally opened her eyes, she felt a deep sense of accomplishment. Eleanor smiled, her eyes filled with pride. "You've taken an important step today, Lily. Remember this feeling, and let it guide you." Amidst the intense training, the relationship between Lily and Ethan blossomed. They spent every moment together, their connection deepening with each shared experience. Ethan's presence was a constant source of comfort and strength for Lily, and she found herself falling for him more each day. One evening, after a particularly successful training session, Ethan suggested they take a break and enjoy the sunset. They walked to a nearby clearing, where the sky was painted in hues of orange and pink. The sight was breathtaking, and for a moment, all their worries seemed to melt away. "It's beautiful," Lily whispered, her eyes fixed on the horizon. Ethan nodded, his gaze soft. "Not as beautiful as you." Lily blushed, her heart fluttering. "You're just saying that." Ethan turned to her, his expression serious. "No, I mean it, Lily. You're incredible. Strong, brave, and kind. I've never met anyone like you." Lily felt a surge of emotion, her feelings for Ethan overwhelming her. "Ethan, I feel the same way about you." They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of their words hanging in the air. Then, slowly, Ethan leaned in and kissed her. The kiss was gentle, filled with warmth and tenderness, and it felt like the most natural thing in the world. When they finally pulled apart, Ethan rested his forehead against hers. "No matter what happens, Lily, we'll face it together. I promise." Lily nodded, tears of joy in her eyes. Together. As the sun set and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Lily felt a sense of hope and determination. The road ahead would be difficult, but with Ethan by her side, she knew they could overcome any challenge. But their moment of peace was short-lived. That night, as they returned to the cabin, they found Eleanor waiting for them, her expression grave. "Marcus is on the move," she said. "We don't have much time. We need to prepare for the final confrontation." The weight of Eleanor's words settled over them like a heavy blanket. Lily knew that the coming days would test everything she had learned, But with Ethan and Eleanor by her side, she was ready to face whatever came next. Chapter 6: The Gathering Storm. The days following Eleanor's ominous warning were filled with a sense of urgency. The once peaceful cabin turned into a bustling command center as they prepared for the impending battle against Marcus and his rogue pack. Maps were spread out on the table, strategies were discussed, and every available resource was mobilized. Eleanor, with her vast knowledge and experience, took charge of the preparations. She coordinated with other members of the Guardian lineage, calling on old alliances and rallying support. Ethan and Lily trained harder than ever, pushing their limits and honing their skills. The bond between them grew stronger, their shared purpose and determination bringing them even closer. One evening, as they sat by the fire after an exhausting day of training, Ethan turned to Lily, his expression serious yet tender. "Lily, there's something I need to tell you." Lily looked at him, concern and curiosity in her eyes. "What is it, Ethan?" Ethan hesitated, then took a deep breath. "The final confrontation with Marcus is going to be incredibly dangerous. I need you to know that no matter what happens, I'm grateful for everything we've shared. You've given me hope and strength in ways I never imagined." Lily reached out and took his hand, squeezing it gently. "I feel the same way, Ethan. We're in this together, no matter what." Their moment was interrupted by the arrival of one of the Guardians, a tall, imposing figure named Lucas. He had a reputation for being a fierce warrior, and his presence commanded respect. "Eleanor, Ethan, we have news," Lucas said, his voice deep and resonant. "Marcus and his pack are gathering at the old ruins on the edge of the forest. They're planning something big, and we need to act fast." Eleanor nodded, her expression resolute. "Thank you, Lucas. We'll need all the help we can get. Everyone, prepare yourselves. The time has come to confront Marcus and protect the heart of the moon." The Guardians worked through the night, finalizing their plans and readying their weapons. Lily felt a mix of fear and determination. She had come so far in such a short time, and now everything hinged on this final battle. As dawn broke, the group gathered at the edge of the forest. The air was thick with tension, the silence broken only by the rustling of leaves and the occasional call of a distant bird. Ethan stood by Lily's side, his presence a source of comfort and strength. "Lily, stay close to me," he said, his voice steady. "We'll face this together." Lily nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. "I'm ready, Ethan. Let's do this." The Guardians moved swiftly and silently through the forest, their senses heightened and their movements coordinated. As they approached the ruins, the first rays of sunlight pierced through the trees, casting long shadows on the ancient stones. Marcus and his pack were waiting. The rogue leader stood at the center of the ruins, his eyes gleaming with malice and ambition. He was surrounded by his followers, their expressions filled with a mixture of fear and loyalty. Well, if it isn't the noble Guardians," Marcus sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "Come to protect your precious artifact, have you? It's too late. The heart of the moon will be mine, and with its power, I will reshape this world." Eleanor stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "You will never succeed, Marcus. The heart of the moon is not meant for those with darkness in their hearts. We will stop you." A fierce battle ensued, the Guardians clashing with Marcus and his pack. The air was filled with the sounds of snarls, growls, and the clash of weapons. Lily and Ethan fought side by side, their movements synchronized and their bond unbreakable. Lily's newfound abilities surged to the forefront as she channeled the energy of the forest. She felt the power coursing through her veins, guiding her movements and strengthening her resolve. Ethan, in his powerful wolf form, was a force to be reckoned with, his strength and speed unmatched. The battle raged on, and it became clear that Marcus was not to be underestimated. He fought with a ferocity born of desperation, his eyes fixed on the prize he sought. But the Guardians were relentless, their unity and determination giving them the upper hand. In the midst of the chaos, Lily found herself face to face with Marcus. His eyes gleamed with a twisted satisfaction as he recognized her. "So, the little guardian has come to play. You think you can stop me?" Lily stood her ground, her eyes blazing with determination. "I'm not afraid of you, Marcus. You will never get the heart of the moon." Marcus lunged at her, but Lily was ready. She channeled her energy, creating a barrier that deflected his attack. The power of the forest flowed through her, giving her the strength to stand against him. As the battle reached its climax, Ethan joined Lily, standing protectively by her side. Together, they confronted Marcus, their combined strength overwhelming him. With one final, powerful blow, they defeated him, sending him crashing to the ground. The rogue pack, seeing their leader defeated, scattered and fled into the forest. The Guardians stood victorious, their hearts filled with relief and triumph. Eleanor approached Lily and Ethan, her eyes filled with pride. "You did it. You've proven yourselves as true guardians." Lily felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She had faced her fears, discovered her true strength, and protected the heart of the moon. As she looked at Ethan, she knew that their bond had been forged in the fires of battle and would endure whatever the future held. As the sun rose higher in the sky, casting a golden light over the forest, Lily and Ethan stood together, ready to face whatever came next. They had found love, purpose, and a place in the ancient legacy of the Guardians. Chapter 7: Healing and New Beginnings. In the aftermath of the battle, the forest around the ruins fell silent, the echoes of the fierce confrontation slowly fading. The Guardians tended to their wounded, their movements deliberate and efficient. Though they had won, the toll of the conflict was visible in the exhausted faces and battered bodies of those who had fought. Eleanor led the efforts to heal and regroup, her knowledge of ancient remedies and healing techniques invaluable. She moved from one guardian to the next, her touch gentle and reassuring. Ethan and Lily, though weary, helped where they could, their bond even stronger after the intense fight. As the morning sun climbed higher, the Guardians gathered around the heart of the moon, still hidden in its secret location within the ruins. Eleanor stepped forward, addressing the group. "We have faced a great threat and emerged victorious. Thanks to the bravery and strength of each one of you, the heart of the moon remains safe," she said, her voice carrying a mix of pride and relief. "But our work is not over. We must remain vigilant and continue to protect this sacred place." Lily felt a sense of pride and belonging. She had found her place among the Guardians and had proven herself worthy of the legacy she had inherited. As the Guardians dispersed to continue their duties, Ethan took her hand, leading her to a quiet spot away from the others. "Lily, you were incredible," he said, his eyes filled with admiration. "You faced your fears and stood strong. I'm so proud of you." Lily smiled, her heart swelling with emotion. "I couldn't have done it without you, Ethan. You've been my rock through all of this." Ethan leaned in, his forehead resting against hers. "We make a good team, don't we?" Lily nodded, a sense of peace settling over her. "Yes, we do." As the days turned into weeks, life in Silverwood began to return to a semblance of normalcy. The town slowly healed from the recent turmoil, the townspeople unaware of the true nature of the events that had transpired in the forest. The Guardians continued their vigilant watch, ensuring that the peace they had fought for remained unbroken. Lily and Ethan spent their days training and learning more about the rich history of the Guardians. Eleanor shared stories of past battles and legendary figures, each tale deepening Lily's appreciation for the legacy she had become a part of. She also continued to hone her abilities, growing more confident and powerful with each passing day. One afternoon, as Lily and Ethan walked through the forest, they stumbled upon an old, overgrown path leading to a secluded glade. The glade was a place of serene beauty, with a crystal-clear stream running through it and wildflowers dotting the landscape. It felt like a hidden sanctuary, untouched by time. "This place is amazing," Lily said, taking in the tranquility of the glade. Ethan smiled, watching her with a tender gaze. I thought you might like it. It's a special place, where I come to think and find peace. Lily looked at him, her heart full of love and gratitude. Thank you for sharing it with me. They sat by the stream, the gentle sound of flowing water providing a soothing backdrop. As they talked, their conversation turned to the future and the path that lay ahead. What do you think will happen now? Lily asked, her gaze fixed on the sparkling water. Ethan shrugged, a thoughtful expression on his face. We'll continue to protect the heart of the moon and uphold the legacy of the Guardians. But I also believe we can shape our own future. We've proven that we're capable of great things, and together, there's nothing we can't achieve. Lily nodded, feeling a sense of hope and excitement. I agree. We've come so far, and I know we can handle whatever comes our way. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the glade, Ethan took Lily's hand in his. Lily, I know we've faced a lot of challenges, but I want you to know that I love you. You've brought so much light into my life, and I can't imagine facing the future without you. Lily's eyes filled with tears of happiness. I love you too, Ethan. You've been my strength and my guide, and I'm so grateful for everything we've shared. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. They kissed, the connection between them deeper and more profound than ever. In that moment, they knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, their love and bond unbreakable. With the defeat of Marcus and his rogue pack, Silverwood gradually returned to a state of peace and tranquility. The townspeople went about their daily lives, blissfully unaware of the supernatural battle that had taken place in their midst. For the Guardians, however, the battle was a reminder of the constant vigilance required to protect their sacred charge. In the weeks that followed, the bond between Lily and Ethan deepened, forged through shared experiences and challenges. Their love grew stronger, a beacon of light in the aftermath of darkness. They continued their training, honing their skills and preparing for any future threats that might arise. One bright, sunny morning, Lily woke with a sense of purpose. Today was the day the Guardians would gather to commemorate their victory and honor those who had fought bravely. The ceremony was to be held at the ancient stone circle deep within the forest, a place of great significance to the Guardians. As Lily dressed, she felt a sense of pride and anticipation. She had come so far since that first day she met Ethan, and now she was a full-fledged Guardian, ready to uphold her family's legacy. Ethan greeted her with a warm smile as she stepped out of the cabin. Ready for today? Lily nodded, taking his hand. More than ready. They walked together to the stone circle, where the other Guardians had already gathered. The air was filled with a sense of reverence and solemnity. Eleanor stood at the center, her presence commanding and serene. Today, we gather to honor the bravery and sacrifices of those who fought to protect the heart of the moon, Eleanor began, her voice carrying across the circle. We have faced great challenges and emerged victorious, but our duty continues. We must remain vigilant and ready to defend our sacred charge. She turned to Lily, a proud smile on her face. Lily Thompson, you have proven yourself to be a true Guardian. Your courage and strength have been an inspiration to us all. We are honored to welcome you into our ranks. Lily stepped forward, feeling the weight of the moment. Thank you, Eleanor. I am proud to be a Guardian and to continue the legacy of my ancestors. I will do everything in my power to protect the heart of the moon and our town. The Guardians cheered, their voices ringing out in the quiet forest. The ceremony continued with a series of rituals and blessings, each one steeped in tradition and history. As the sun reached its zenith, casting a golden light over the stone circle, Lily felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. After the ceremony, the Guardians gathered for a celebration, sharing food, stories, and laughter. Lily and Ethan sat together, their hands intertwined, watching the festivities with content smiles. What's next for us? Lily asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Ethan squeezed her hand gently. We continue to train, to learn, and to grow. There will always be challenges, but as long as we're together, we can face anything. And who knows, maybe we'll even uncover more secrets about the Guardians and the heart of the moon. Lily smiled, feeling a sense of excitement for the future. I like the sound of that. Whatever comes our way, I know we can handle it. As the celebration continued, Lily and Ethan took a moment to step away, walking together through the forest. The air was filled with the scent of pine and wildflowers, and the sound of birdsong provided a soothing backdrop. They reached the glade where they had shared so many moments of peace and reflection. Ethan turned to Lily, his expression filled with love and determination. "Lily, I promise to stand by your side, no matter what. You are my strength, my heart, and my home." Lily felt tears of happiness fill her eyes. "And I promise to stand by yours. Together, we are unstoppable." They kissed, sealing their promises with a bond that was unbreakable. As they stood in the glade, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the legacy of the Guardians, they knew that their journey was just beginning. With the dawn of a new day, they were ready to face whatever the future held, their hearts filled with love, courage, and hope. Together, they would protect the heart of the moon and the legacy of the Guardians, ensuring that Silverwood remained a place of peace and magic for generations to come.